I think it's a good thing. I think transparency is important, and it's probably not going to increase the use of drugs. I mean, even walking the streets of Dublin, you see just so many people consuming it or on a night out as well, and there are crazy facts that you hear of, young people dying of overdose just because they don't know how to, the amounts to take, and that's a major issue in Dublin, which is known as the heroin capital in Europe.
We seem to become like a really progressive country, particularly with the marriage referendum. I think we've got a really good shot of actually becoming a country that reflects how our people feel towards actual issues. They can't figure out why the plant has developed this cannabinoid receptor that fits perfectly into ours. It's not a consequence, but they can't understand, like, is this a good thing or a bad thing? And I personally think it's neither. It could be positive, it could be detrimental, but I think for most people it's not a negative thing to get high. Yeah. To get high.
What I worry about is the idea that a lot of these, a lot of the reason things end up illegal is because they are harmful, they're unsafe, and I worry particularly whether an act of saying actually they are legal, actually that's okay, really reads as though they're totally safe.
I think you should do it because drugs are fun. Positive effects is you wouldn't get caught with possession, which is handy. Maybe stuff like heroin, no, and like coke, no, but like weed and like pills and that's fine, and acid, that's fine.
I don't think decriminalising personal use is a good thing, because without the law to be there to prevent them from this sort of thing, how are they going to realise that this is a very bad thing that they're at? Like, I know it's a life choice at the same time, but it has the potential to kill that person, some of these horrible drugs, I do know personally some people who smoke marijuana, and I know that they're not bad people, or I haven't seen any personal bad effects happen to them, but I have seen bad effects happening to other higher grade drugs such as heroin and such as E's and E tablets and all that. Some bad things have happened to families from my experience with that, so I think more people will eventually experiment into harder grade drugs, I think, if this isn't slapped down on.
Totally all for it, except for the whole heroin coke thing, because I have a bad family history with stuff like that, so I'm obviously not all for that, but definitely like the weed and pills. I'm worried that more people are going to start getting into it, and you might see an uprise in homeless people and drug addicts and stuff, because it's just sort of upsetting seeing things like that. Jobs. I'd say a lot more people will be working towards stuff like, working in like open head shops and like growing it, and it'll bring a lot of income to the country.
Yeah, I think it's a very good idea because I think it will reduce the criminality aspect of it. I think it's good because I don't know what they're planning to do, if they're planning to rehabilitate people who they think maybe have serious addictions. I think that would be a better idea than just putting people away in prison. I also think that recreational drug use is okay, so that's fine by me.
Marijuana, it's like a plant or whatever, and when it is criminalised at the minute, people are there's rumours of people spraying it and stuff like that to keep it lasting for longer. So if it was decriminalised, it might clean that up a little bit more, and then you'd just be smoking the plant, nothing else, it'd be alright.
I think weed in particular is a good idea, because people have been thrown into prison for having a few grams of weed on them or whatever. It's a bit ridiculous, and people's lives have been ruined just because of a plant that you can smoke from the ground, and it's a bit crazy. But I feel that they're going to have a bit of difficulty with whenever they are trying to legalise it, what's going to happen with the people that are already in prison, and how are they going to tackle that, I don't know.
I think it is important to address the issue of large amounts and large supplies of dangerous drugs coming into the country. I don't think that people who are possessing small amounts should be criminalised in the same way.
I think decriminalisation is the way forward, especially for a drug conviction can't come back to bite you, especially for courses you need to get Garda vetted in. I don't want something used for personal use to come back and haunt me in a few years.
As a college student, if you're smoking a bit of weed, it's harmless to anyone else. whereas you can be convicted for that, and convicted you can't get your J1 visa, stuff like that, so it's a bit silly.
I was actually just reading recently about the change that happened in Portugal in 2011, and I think it would be really beneficial in Ireland. To be honest, drugs couldn't really get more, the common drugs couldn't really get more accessible for people, so it would be a lot easier just to have them, I suppose, so that they're safer to use. People who don't want to use them, those values will still stay the same. I don't think it encourages more use, I just think it makes it safer. I would probably agree it's a bit of a cop-out. If you're going to do something, I think you should do it right. Maybe if it was a step towards, if they did a long-term plan and first stage was decriminalisation, but they would have to be moving towards regulating it, otherwise they're doing the encouraging bit without doing the safety bit.
I live in the red light district of Hamburg, and there is a lot of drugs around, and people who come into touch with that at an early age, they're lost. I think to bring young people into contact with these drugs you just mentioned, that's a crime. That is a crime for me, and as a mother I have to say that as well. So and to do as that would be just another sort of fun or another sort of weekend behaviour, and it's legal. No, that doesn't suit me at all.
I think we obviously have an epidemic of heroin users and heavy drug users within Dublin City in particular. So I am in agreement with these, safe centres for safe use, because within those centres you can also offer more direct help to those people, whereas they mightn't go and accept those offers otherwise. But on the other side then, day to day, every single civilian being able to carry around any kind of drug with them is not safe whatsoever, really.